Begin Podfix Network transmission in 3, 2, 1.
We are the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Sidechicks featuring Yummy and Dark Phoenix. We are the Sidechicks because we give our side of the issues. Oh yeah, we are an irreverent and comedic podcast hosted by two seductive and fully grown women that explores pop culture and relationships.
That's right. And if you want a behind the scenes glimpse of what fully grown and seductive women talk about when no one is listening, no holds barred, this is the pod for you. We're talking unfiltered, and Karens need not apply and not safe for work.
That's right. So check us out at www.yummyfearless.com.
Peace. Before we go, let's talk about Meg the Stallion's case trial this week.
Wow.
What are you thinking?
It's super crazy. And I'm really surprised that the prosecution's main witness, her ex-best friend, who completely changed her testimony.
Changed the fucking testimony. Her ex-best friend.
People fall out. Okay. I get that. And that's cool. But like, that girl is far more upset than I ever imagined. I'm like,
people say people are saying that she got paid off and all that kind of stuff. So
I wouldn't doubt it. I know she's saying no or whatever, but it's like, girl, you know he shot her.
Mm-hmm. She has a text.
And he threatened to shoot her.
Oh, really?
Yes. And that she testified to that September. So that's all the stuff they're talking about. Because I guess Meg's lawyer asked her recently, like, why is your testimony the complete opposite of what you shared?
Mm-hmm.
What happened between September then and now?
What did she say?
She's saying she just can't remember,
she
plead the fifth,
Yep.
But
she doesn't recall. A lot of I don't recall, I don't remember.
That's fucked up. Because whatever y'all beef was, all right.
Well, the beef was that Meg got with, allegedly,
the little leprechaun.
She got with a couple. She got with a couple of dudes that what's her name? Kylie, not Kylie. What's the girl's name? Kelly. I can't remember her name, but Kelsey. Apparently, Meg has a history. At least this is what the defense is saying, of getting with Kelsey's dudes. So so Kelsey will have a guy, think they're one way, and then Meg will come along and
squat over his face. Yeah. We need to finish this discussion because because there's so much going on here. One of the things is they're trying to prosecute her based off of her squatting over a couple niggas' faces.
Exactly. In the court of public opinion too.
Right.
They're trying to prosecute her and try her in the court of public opinion.
They are riding that angle so fucking hard. Oh, and she fucked such and such. And she fucked.
Not cool.
She could have gone through the Lakers. But that don't mean
she should get shot in the foot.
That she should get shot.
Yeah.
But that only happens to women. That only happens to women. They're like it's like weaponizing women's sexuality. Not to mention, we don't know what part of the stuff is true or not.
And it's not, nobody's indicting these rappers for all the women they sleep with.
Exactly. Shit, they sleep with a bunch of women and each other. So why does it matter who Megan the Stallion had sex with?
You just cracked me up with you when you said they have sex with a lot of women and each other.
They do.
I missed that at first.
They do. It's like, stop.
Bitch. They're not right. You didn't say anything about my nose ring either.
I was going to. That is cute.
Yeah,
it's
it comes
fake.
right off. was trying a little something. Proof of concept. It's a proof of concept.
Before you quite commit.
Right. I'm non-committal,
Before you commit. Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So have you ever had a friend that slept with someone you dated or?
Yeah, I've had that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I blame myself because I probably overshare with her, and she had to sample for herself.
She's like, thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna go check on this. Right?
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Well, we were young, we were young. So
yeah.
I don't hold any grudges about it.
I guess it depends on who the person is. But like from what I could tell from Kelsey and Megan and the little leprechaun, neither one of them knew that little nigga. They ain't really know him.
You talking about the baby?
No.
Are you talking about the baby? Because
the one that shot her.
Oh, Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Who has a very cool real name.
Daystar. It's like, why would you use your own name?
I said that too. I said, why not use if your name is Daystar,
and that's your government
your rap name.
But why that nigga bringing his child
his real name
to court?
No, he didn't. How old is the child?
Like five, something like that.
What an
like
idiot.
At one point he was on his back, so that baby young because that nigga like 4 feet. He had him on his back, carrying him in.
He's from Canada too. I didn't realize that.
I hope they deport his ass.
Tory, he and Drake. Now I understand the whole thing that you said about him and Drake.
Hello.
Now I get it.
Hello, Trick no good. But you know what? Like a lot of these examples of men, like including TJ Holmes, have been slightly triggering for me.
Really?
Yes, because, my jersey has been put up in the rafters. I have retired, but
so have I.
Yeah, but I break niggas like them.
Okay.
I break niggas like them just because. Like that TJ, all his little smooth shit and articulate shit. I would fuck with him. I would never let him fuck me. I'd only squat on his face. Like, you gonna learn.
You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn.
That's why I don't mess with older, mature, seasoned women, because they know that shit would never work.
Them niggas. Shit.
It might though. I don't know. Do we have peers who that work on?
I don't know. But even like the Tory thing with she and her best friend, the issue with that part of that dynamic is on y'all. Because either we agree that ain't none of these niggas worth shit.
Right.
And I'm a squat on his face and he's dumb enough to let me come over there and do it.
All faces are fair.
Equal opportunity face. Fuck these niggas.
Yep.
So even if it's like that's what they do. So it's like if you would try my friend, I don't let that nigga sit on his face too. He ain't shit. These niggas ain't nothing.
Like, were you in love with him? You weren't in love, right?
And that's my point. And that's my point with sometimes some women and younger women who think they know how to put the game in the chokehold. No, the fuck you don't. Because if you really was that bitch, you would have been like, sit on his face too. Because I don't love that nigga. He don't love nobody. We're not going to marry him. He ain't shit. He puts himself out there as a hoe. Niggas think they can't be like, you niggas ran through.
Yep.
You ran through. There ain't no way on just principle alone. I'm like, I'm not arguing about no motherfucking fight. Because that's what these niggas are. That's what they are. And that's exactly why they ain't running to people that know how to smut them the fuck out and put them in their place. Remember who the fuck you are, okay? Don't be around here fucking up women like this. Everybody ain't crazy.
And that's a PSA for the youngins out here, the young women. Take a little lesson, a little coaching from Coach Yummy here.
Y'all want to be in the game? No, you ain't ready. Cause like I hear that shit and my inner savage be like, oh, break that nigga. I'd be like, oh my God, no, I've retired. But they be like triggering my inner savage. Where I'd be like, oh, like,
hey, they're lucky. They lucky. They are lucky because back in the day,
listen,
nobody would have been safe.
Listen, and I tell people, I said, you know what? I made a decision to use my powers for good in this life.
Thank you.
But that don't mean I don't have them.
Right?
That don't mean I don't have them.
Hey.
But let's be clear at the values that people really truly have. You're not no motherfucking Barack Obama.
Nope.
I ain't arguing for you.
Nope.
And even if my girl fuck you, I'd be like, he ain't nothing but a fucking slut any motherfucking way.
How are we gonna fall in love?
So ain't no way in the hell me and my girl about to fall out over a fucking leprechaun.
100%. Is
Never.
He short? Is he
He's
short?
short.
He's
short.
How did Meg the Stallion keep going for these little shorties? These half sawed off dudes.
Well, you know,
this is the second one now.
The other thing is, and what people are failing to recognize, these girls are young.
They are young.
They not like us. You know, my savage, listen, my jersey is up in the Raptors, okay? Okay? And at any point that I decide my inner savage feel like she want to
come out of retirement,
they not used to, right? So they not, but these girls, they talking all this shit, but they not really true to it. Like I agree. Think they are. Like
Yummy,
they think they
Yummy,
are.
let me tell you, Yummy, even at that age, when you were at that age,
listen,
they would not, they can go to school, they can learn some things.
They can learn some things. That's what I'm saying. Like it ain't for everybody because it does. You gotta have a different outlook. You gotta know what you're dealing with.
And we have the power, ladies.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're sitting on the gold mine. We are, and we don't have to, we really don't have to. Yeah. I don't want to.
I always thought that way. I had a friend who like had sex with a dude that liked me, but I didn't know that motherfucker like that. And she and I were really, really good friends. Guess what? I'm not losing my friend over that motherfucker. Why?
And Meg and her
are just like everybody.
They are really good friends because I want to say they travel together. Like I think Meg the Stallion, like she's in her like her camp, her entourage. Absolutely. Like they've known each other for a long
They're
time.
really friends. And that's like a thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm seeing more because I'm older and I'm sort of observing, but I don't see that as much. Not to say it doesn't exist with like younger girls where they don't seem to understand what position everybody's in.
Right.
There are few men that are worth fighting over.
Very few.
Like
you would
like
have to
really,
be like a Barack.
Do you hear me? One indication
Jeff Bezos, maybe. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Idris, for sure.
Idris, I will hurt a bitch over Idris. You don't need to live around.
Let's be clear.
Right. How else I got my Idris to work on, but I don't. But like this is what men also think, and women play into this a bit more too, and it's evident in the way that they're putting a value or decreased value on the participants of the Megan little debacle as to what what they've done. But the thing also is, and if you're a woman, that you have to like recognize every man, it ain't the same. Everybody isn't special. Everybody doesn't deserve, even if you're choosing to live that kind of lifestyle. I get it. You young, you're figuring it out. If that's for you or if it's not, cool. Have your whole stage. But let me share something with you. Study yourself with who the fuck you are.
Yes.
And who they are. Because if a nigga like Tory is ran the fuck through. He's ran through.
Take him to school.
I would never want to publicly claim him. So anything, if I was drunk or if I just was lonely or something and I really fucked up and fucked with the leprechaun, This ain't even up for discussion because you a thought, nigga, and you put yourself out like a thought. You're not a real man.
Yes.
You don't have an extreme high value. But people act like just because somebody has a scrotum, that they message.
She just said high value.
They're not. You gotta look at that. Look at his track record. Look how he moves. He's a thirsty acting nigga. Every time you even see him on TV, if it's a woman, he's thirsty.
No.
And part of what they're saying that the conflict was when they were over Kylie Jenner's house was he was flirting with her. So that's a further example. You dealing with a lame.
So why are we gonna fall out? Yeah.
Why are we gonna fall out? Because let me tell you, a real nigga, even if he was gonna try to fuck with Kylie, he would know how to get that across to her without me ever knowing.
Without disrupting the set. Without
ever. If he really was a nigga like that, but what you got is a motherfucking actor.
Yeah.
You have a WWE wrestling character that you trying to play like, man, they're performers.
Yes.
They're performers. Look at him. He ain't never got pussy easy. But now he rich but you still got to know what you're dealing with.
And you know, I know he's had some level of success, but let's face it, even the fame and, you know, money, that could be fleeting too. That could be fleeting. Yeah. So he's rich, but how much of that is, anyways, what made me think about that was when you said high value man. He's not a high value man. And I agree with that. It's like, we really have to because I mean, look at Eve. Speaking of hip hop people, you know, who I'm thinking about Eve, who went and got her like a millionaire.
And apparently monogamous man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Someone who, you know, really valued her as a person.
That's who you fall in love with and fall out with bitches about.
Now, if he was mine and like somebody like stepped on him, okay,
It's very few. It's very few, like you said, it's very few men who fit that.
They don't fit it.
Are deserving of that type of, you know,
they don't
pomp and circumstance.
But you know what? Society promotes that, and then like women not, you know, having confidence in themselves or seeking validation through that, they help, you know, further perpetuate it. And then when you have like a former savage like myself that's retired, I'm not out here helping the community because I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, you don't know who the fuck, you're not playing with me.
But here's the thing. So I just want to make this point. So we can agree, whoever's out there, that Meg did get shot. She absolutely got shot. And I know that they're trying to paint the narrative like, oh, it might not have been Tory Lanez that shot her. It might have been her friend who shot her. I'm not buying that. I think that it's more likely that, you know, Tory Lanez shot her. But just watch that, people. Just you know, before you start handing out judgments and all of that. The young woman didn't deserve that. And she certainly didn't deserve the aftermath of calling her a liar about, I just don't think that's cool. She did get shot. So she did not lie about that.
She didn't lie about that.
Somebody in that car shot her. And I doubt that it was her friend, because her friend sent the text right after that saying,
Tory shot Meg. Like, what more we need here? What more do we need here?
Case, man.
But, part of this also is the thing for, as Black women, people have a harder time being sympathetic towards us. Or, believe it. And she's like a 5'10". Yeah. She's a bigger girl. She's 5'10" without heels. It's this whole thing that they put on Black women, like, you're a strong Black woman.
Strong, yeah.
So imagine though, if what happened, remove Meg and put Kylie Jenner in that.
It's whole different story.
Discussion.
Open and shut.
Open and shut. Then it's like, oh my God. But like the part that's hurtful is that there are so many people within our community further, popularizing these views that she's not even worthy of sympathy. And then particularly if she's out here having sex with all these dudes.
Watch that, guys. Watch that, everybody.
Yeah. So it's disappointing. It's disappointing. But if you ever if you're not sure if you're the kind of guy that's worthy to be fought for or over, here's the test.
Okay.
Do women want to publicly take credit for fucking with you? Because women are so judged by our sexuality and people try to weaponize our sexuality, which to me is partially what they're doing to Megan.
Absolutely.
They're weaponizing her alleged sexuality against her. What it has to do with a deadly assault weapon, I don't know. But as a man, if you want to know, because there are some men that you want credit for pulling.
Yes.
Okay. There are some. So let me share some with you. If Idris ever drained my Idris, I will discuss this on
Claiming
CNN.
it.
I'm going to get credit.
I'm going to get a banner.
I'm going to get credit for Idris. So if women deny they ever fucked with you or that they ain't really have sex with you, then you're not that nigga.
You might want to check
You're not
your
that nigga.
value. Maybe want to go take it back to the lab.
Mm-hmm.
Get your warranty on or something. Yeah. So
speaking of Asian fetishes, have you seen? You're familiar with the singer Brian McKnight?
Oh yeah. Oh no, please no.
Of course.
No.
Of course. But okay.
No.
So when we get done, go on his Instagram.
I am not going on his. He's already on my list. When he had that pedophilic little ditty that he made up a couple years back. Let me show you how your pussy works.
Oh my goodness.
You don't remember that? He got a lot of.
He really said that?
He had sang a song on the internets. A whole ass song about let me show you how your pussy works. Sounding like a straight pedophile.
Really?
Let me show you how your pussy works. Who the fuck are you talking to? Except for a 13-year-old.
Right.
Okay, but anyways,
how
his
my
fetish
pussy works. Wow. Okay. This little thing with him and his current wife, I believe is his second wife. This has actually been going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He no longer has a relationship with his two oldest sons.
What?
Yeah. So much so that even on his Instagram, he lists his children as his new wife's children.
You are lying to me. They were just all together singing and stuff together.
No. And
like
that's been years.
5 years ago. Yeah.
That's been years. So I heard this argument. I heard this conflict a few years ago, and I sort of like looked in it being nosy. But this has been an ongoing thing where he decreased, I guess, his support of his sons once he met this new wife and he claims her children. So that at first it was because a few years ago he bought the daughter, which is not his daughter. He bought her like a car or something.
It's not his daughter?
No.
Come on.
So he claims with the sons that they were spoiled and entitled, and he cut them off, one at 22, the other one he said was 25, but he didn't at that point. He hadn't totally cut them off, but at this point he has totally cut them off and he has no relationship with them. And if you look on his Instagram, it's filled with him playing super daddy and husband to this lady. I believe she's like Filipino or something. And then like one video, it was her mother and he was gifting her a Rolex. I don't know nothing about their relationship. Okay. I don't know anything about their relationship. I don't know. But some of the shit just sort of looks petty though. Like the fact in his Instagram bio, he lists that his Asian wife's children as his children. Keep in mind, he also has a daughter.
He does?
He does not. So these are his black children. None. So when the question first came up, I went and looked, to see what his sons were up to. And one of them did appear to be on some bullshit, and there probably is some truth to like they were entitled. And Brian said they didn't even want to work. So, okay. But here's where I stopped.
They're performers though, I think.
I think they're aspiring to, but they don't
pursue it like
they don't
just
pursue
expect
it.
his name to carry.
That's exactly it. And he said they didn't want to work, So I do think that he has some legitimate reasons, but I still think there's something petty about. But he does have some legitimate reasons. But the part where I was struggling to support him on his perspective was when it came up that he has a daughter. And she was like, and I think at the time she was still a minor. And that little girl herself was like, that's fucked up. You don't do nothing for me, whatever.
Wow.
So now recently he just bought his stepdaughter like this beautiful BMW.
He lives in Atlanta too. Does he live in Atlanta?
I don't know.
Okay, anyways, but go ahead.
But that's how this discussion has come up again of Brian McKnight ignoring not even claiming them anymore.
Are we surprised though? I'm not surprised.
You're not?
No, he's despicable.
I didn't know.
Ever since he did that, I like his music, and I used to adore him. But I know that he has a non-Black woman thing. He has a thing for non-Black women. I didn't even know that. And he also, it did not sit well with me. It left a sour taste in my mouth, a really bad taste in my mouth when he did that song. Let me show you how your pussy works. And it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because people were dragging him.
I mean, that's not appropriate. That's disgusting. That's low vibrational.
It's very low vibrational. And people dragged him. I think he eventually took it down, but it was not a good look. I mean, he was like supposed to be funny, supposed to be joke. It's not funny. It wasn't funny. And I'm a cursing woman, and I will use some vile language from time to time. But that was just that's
different though.
For me, that was just too far.
That is different. I didn't know these things about him. I really didn't. I don't personally care, who anyone dates. I mean, I do feel that it's their business or whatever.
Sure.
But check out his Instagram. Something is going on there. It's a bunch of way over the top bullshit.
So he's performing too. He's putting on a show.
Yeah, it's all you. He is going like extra hard.
Mm-hmm.
He is going extra hard. So you really don't even see other Black people on his Instagram. For the record, FYI.
What's up with that?
No, right. It's like you got 3. So his first wife was Black. But I think I heard because that's the mother of the 2 boys.
Okay.
But I don't know this, but I think I heard he was a cheater or something, maybe. But they eventually got divorced or whatever. But I did not know this stuff about him.
Yeah. Boo, Brian. You get thumbs down. You get the unlike button right now.
But do you think he's justified though to not have a relationship with his real kids?
Well, let me give a caveat, a disclaimer. I think the whole performative nature of social media is ridiculous.
You're right.
So it's all a performance. It's all curated. So I just think, it's kind of, it can be passive aggressive. I'm going to not acknowledge my other kids publicly so that I can, exalt these other, this. Okay.
So you're saying that like Instagram, the social media part is performative anyway.
Yeah. And there probably is some pathology that has to go with when you go out of your way to make a statement in social media. To me, there's something wrong with that anyways. I don't know what the empirical studies say, but that just sounds like something's wrong anyway. So, but him denying his kids because they don't work, whatever, I think there's probably some validity to that. This whole entitlement. Right. Children of celebrities, it's nothing new. I mean, children of celebrities have gone through this, many, many times, I would imagine. So it's not far-fetched to think that he had to cut them off like, dudes, y'all got to do something. You got to go after it. I had to go after it. Right. You guys have to go after it. You know, you can't just rely on me and my connections and I think about Wanye, who was one of the lead singers of Boyz II Men, who has like 5 kids now. They have a group called Juan Moore. His name is Wanye Morris. And he's the one whose voice you would recognize from, you know, Let It Snow and End of the Road and all that stuff. He has 5 sons, and they're all all between the ages of like, I don't know, like 10 and 18 or something like that. But they have a group, and those boys are grinding. Like, they're performing everywhere. And I'm sure having his name has helped them, but clearly those boys work hard.
Wow.
So it's a difference, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Brian McKnight's older children were, because one of the things, because he responded to the criticism at one point. He said that they refused to work. And so
I can believe that.
He was saying that his current wife even got them a job at the hospital, but they refused to do that. And then he was saying how at one point they broke into his house that he was sharing with his new wife. Yeah, and like done something. Yeah, and that they were really acting out when I guess he's got this new relationship and was moving on. So I do believe that there was like something is up there.
But they don't want to work at the hospital. You know, they don't want to work at the hospital. Their daddy is Brian McKnight. They want to sing like he sang, and he, you know, he's a songwriter. So
yeah.
And he can sing. So his brother one of his brothers was in the group Take 6.
Yeah.
Who he, you know, arranged songs for. So, you know, this was back in the 80s, you know, when they were really popular. But some of that, there are a lot of songwriters. I know songwriters that I went to school with. Some of it is grind. Some of it is luck. You know, them boys don't want to work at the damn hospital. They want to sing.
I think that's what they said as well. You know, but his point was like, you know, you have to work. But so again, though, when you look at his like social media stuff, to me, it's way over the top. It's like, you're the best son. You deserve this. So here's your car. Because I think that was the first time he bought the son like a new car. And then like the daughter. Yeah, but like seriously, I'm not saying he didn't have some legitimate reasons for how this went that direction, but the way that he's like handling it is weird to me. Yeah.
I believe that. I'm gonna check it out though. I will check it out.
Yeah. So you want to talk about Derrick Jaxn?
Oh yeah, let's talk about this motherfucker. Mr. Relationship expert. So what's the tea? I think he and his wife are getting a divorce, I think.
Now they are. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, just a couple weeks ago, his wife put up a video basically making a cursing, putting curses on people and their children and all friends. I mean, it's like, whoa. It's
Lord,
intense.
Please murder my enemies.
May God... It was crazy. It was crazy. May your children's days be short. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Why was she cursing? Why was she putting curses on people?
I guess she was saying anybody that's like, I guess,
talking shit about
against them in their relationship. But somewhere in between her video that she put up, you know, putting hexes out on people for
a hex on both your houses.
Right. God's anointed. Right. It was like, okay. Then I believe the blogger Tasha K found out that he was still cheating. And that's when
leave it to good old Tasha K.
Tasha K, a messy bitch. She is messy. But just weeks ago they were fine because she put this video up putting hexes and cursing people's lives and their children's lives.
No.
I'm like,
was she cursing people's lives because they were talking about it, or was she cursing people who were meddling in her, like trying to get at her husband?
I think because they were talking about it because she was claiming that they are God's anointed people. And then
Holy
she like,
Mother of God.
I don't know if she always was like a little off or something. I don't, or if this experience contributed to her mental health, seeming a little shaky.
I'm blaming him too. He's got to take some of this blame.
But the thing I don't get about men like Derrick Jaxn, one, I don't listen to a single one dude on social media trying to tell me as a Black woman, none of them. None of them. No. Be
leery of random Joe who has no fucking credentials giving you relationship advice. No.
And if you ever thought anything was real, then let this be the biggest indication. It's all game. It's all game. So I don't even know. But he had a big following.
Yeah, he did.
He had a big following.
A lot of women. Kind of like our now, deceased friend.
Kevin Samuels,
yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the same venom that, say, Kevin Samuels did. He didn't have that same type of venom.
That's true. He didn't. He gonna give you some sugar with the poison,
right.
Like make it go down better.
I mean, part of me is like, let them handle their business. That's their business. Maybe there's something, I don't know, worthy or of value that he has given women on some level, but
yeah, false hope.
But I think
hope.
People, it's a lot of haters out here, and maybe that's where his wife was coming from, like, because they were trying to paint this perfect picture of their relationship. It makes the people come out of the woodworks and wish bad shit on you. And so maybe that's where she was coming from with, putting curses and hexes and whatnot on people. So, I wish her well. I wish, him well. I don't know who's going to listen to him after this, dude. You couldn't even keep your own house together. So,
but what I don't understand about men like Derrick Jaxn is why they bother starting marriages or anything, because you do realize, if that's how you're cut, then just be that. But don't get women all wrapped up and give them hope, and that's not him. That dude has no business ever being married or being claiming to be in monogamous relationships. He's not capable.
I want to push back on that. I want to push back on that just a little bit. I think that show me a man who acquires some sudden fame or in recognition. He could be the most faithful, down to earth and, on the up and up dude that you will ever meet. But I think when faced with temptations, I think a lot of men would succumb to that type of temptation, because now you have celebrity, albeit internet celebrity, YouTube celebrity. But I think that it's just par for the course. I think men fall from, they fall, they have missteps. Am I excusing him? Hell to the no. I think that you are right when you say, hey, well, then once you realize that but this is his brand. I don't know that he could have, this is how he got popular. This is how he got celebrity, by having this brand, by having this platform and telling women how to keep their man and all this kind of stuff. And here he is doing whatever he wants to do. I think it's normal.
It's a matter of integrity or the lack thereof also, because, like, for example, when Kevin Hart was going through his when he's banging broads and shit on the side, when he was going through his shit, Derrick Jaxn did lots of commentary, criticizing him, even though at the same time that he was doing it. I think it's a question of a certain level of integrity. I understand that became his business, but it's also a lack of personal integrity, because really, he could be like, he still could have done that, but he could have been like, you know what, I can tell you this because I struggle with this as well.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Enough.
It's a question of that person's character and integrity. It ain't for us to necessarily judge them, because the person that really, was affected by this is that wife, and they had kids, and it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. But it is a question of that individual character and integrity, because I'm not even saying you necessarily need to have different behavior. You just need to frame your shit.
I think that you're right.
Frame your shit right.
I agree with you. I just think that I think it's real. It's normal. It's not. I think you know how I think of it in terms of like, say, gay celebrities that have been gay and never came out, a la Queen Latifah, the Brat, whoever. The Brat has come out, but it's their brand. You know, you can't. Shoot, Cary Grant and Rock Hudson. They built careers on this image. They couldn't then very well come out later and say, "Hey, you know, I really like dudes."
Yeah, I prefer
because without it significantly hurting their images. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get why he wouldn't just come out and have what you're calling integrity. It would stand to tarnish his image, ruin his brand, and get rid of his, bread and butter, so to speak. Do I excuse it? No.
I'm sorry to hear that, but so what, motherfucker? So sad bad.
Well, what? Now we're gonna see. We're gonna really see, because
really, it's also a thing of knowing who you are. He doesn't. I don't know if he doesn't know who he is or what, but you kind of gotta know who you are. Like,
he found out. I mean, who are we when we have money and access to a lot of things? I may be different than, I may be different when I get that than I am now. Wow. Right now, I have integrity, but shoot, let me blow up. I don't know who I will be. Maybe he's finding out now who he is.
I have every intention to be a different person. I already know.
I'm
not sticking with. So when we become millionaires off of this podcast, I'm gonna tell you right now, nah, I'm not gonna be the same person.
I'm trying to tell you, I may yell at a mug. I may have a face writing business or something. I don't know. I may start a secondary business. I didn't know that I was like that. I had no idea that's who I was until I had access. Money.
I was like, I'm gonna sit on it. Yeah. I don't know. It's whatever it is. They were a real family. He had kids and people are hurt.
Yeah.
But
that's the unfortunate thing.
You're not entitled to destroy people based off of your ability to make an income, or you're not entitled to that.
Fair.
Derrick.
So sit down, Derrick.
Sit down.
Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, review, subscribe, and share. It helps other listeners find us. And don't forget to follow us at Yummy Fearless on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even Pinterest, where you'll find additional content from today's show and also our highly curated He Can Get It list. As always, you can listen to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Sidechicks on Apple iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify. And if no one else has told you today, we love you and thank you so much for listening.
You've been listening to a podcast of the Podfix Network. Discover more audible gems like this at podfixnetwork.com. Make sure to catch up-to-the-minute network shenanigans by following @Podfix on Twitter, official_Podfix on Instagram, @Podfix Network on Facebook. And make sure to subscribe to Podfix Presents wherever you choose to find podcasts. The Podfix Network, artist owned and loved.